this one, traded for my first big win. Jonathan Fink on the line tonight, with a pack in hand and a story that bites. Old paper, new spark, name on the card. From basement deals to a full-on start. Collectin and Connectin, Collectin and Connectin.
Hey, what's up? I'm Jonathan Fink, and welcome back to the Sports Card Collectors Club podcast. Joining me today is the bat putter dude, Mason Hall. Mason, welcome to the show.
Dude, Fink, appreciate you so much for having me on. This has been I would say, because out of I think everyone in my baseball media content world, you have seen literally everything.
It's the road of the show, right? It's
absolutely
warts and all, the ups and downs, the highs and the lows. And you watch, I wrote about my road to the show, and we connected, and then I've been watching yours every step of the way, and it's so gratifying, to see where you are now. It's amazing. It's amazing. Let's get right into it. Before we get into the great stories, because we have so many things that we can talk about. Show me what packs you brought.
So I got a Series 1.
Very nice.
We're going to, I'm straight up.
Well, that's appropriate,
What did you get?
right? Yeah, well, I figured you might go golf, you might go baseball, and I figured out how to do the opposite, because baseball and golf creates both. So I went with upper deck baseball. That's the golf with Tiger Woods on the cover.
Let's go.
Which is, by the way, interesting, because not only do you have a chapter in my new book, The Golf Gods Are Real, so does Tiger Woods, right? And with I read about his road to the show, right, and his rise in the fall. But I finished the chapter with his rise, right?
Yes.
And a month after he had a fall. So it's just, life is precious, and you got to enjoy your good moments, because around the corner could be another life slump. Absolutely.
You never know, you really never know what your journey and where your road goes. And we're both on our road to this show right now.
Amen. All right. So here's what we'll do. We'll each run a pack, and then we'll talk. And then once we finish the topic, we'll kind of go on to the next one. So you rip a card first.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. I'm excited.
I haven't ripped open cards in a hot minute.
This might be the
dude.
We'll get you back.
I'll take it, because
the Trojan horse.
I kind of want to also guess their handicap golfing as well. So
let's do it.
There we go.
Good idea.
And also, I've never even done a rip on this, or on any video. So this gonna be fun.
I love it.
Okay. First one, Acuna.
All right.
He probably hits a golf ball a country mile, but yet it goes 5 fairways.
You don't think he's got a good short game?
No, probably not. Probably not. Hunter Brown. I'm not sure, but he's a pitcher, so I would say a pretty good handicap.
Pitchers
Nick Kurtz. I just posted a thing on my story yesterday. It was Mark DeRosa talking about his swing and saying that his arm comes back like a golfer. And I posted that he's a golfer yesterday. So that's wild.
What do you think his drive is, honestly? His average drive?
Lefty. I would say he could probably carry. I would think he's a good golfer. Truly.
Yeah.
I would say a carry a 280 and then a roll out 3.
Yeah, I think so. Good call.
Let's do it. David Peterson, pitcher. I would say a low handicap.
Another lefty.
Chandler Simpson.
Ooh, speed guy.
He probably, I would say a speed guy. I would say a short game is good. Short game is on par.
Yeah.
Hunter Goodman. I don't know too much, but I would say.
What about how he's holding that bat? I'm not sure he's got the,
I would say he's an average golfer.
Yeah.
Average golfer. Bryce Miller, I know he's a good golfer. I've heard stories. Bryce, solid golfer. Byron Buxton, great golfer.
Mm-hmm. That's a great photo too, by the way. Look at that photo.
running.
Yeah.
But gotta be
he's
careful
so good.
because he might get hurt. That's
Yeah.
gotta
True.
stay safe. Otto Lopez, no
Nice.
clue. Ooh, I don't know what this means.
I bet you he's got his chip game. I'm guessing is solid. He's got good hands in real baseball.
I would have.
Another Ronald
I would
Acuna
think so.
Jr. That's
Two
twice.
Acuñas. Oh,
We got to make him a golfer in real life.
I don't know. Oh, Carson Wissenhunt.
Rookie. It's your first rookie in the pack.
But I would say he's a pitcher. He's a good golfer. They're just
And he's got tats. He get extra points. He's got cool tats.
yes.
Yeah.
It gives him like an extra like 5 mile an hour on his ball speed.
Yeah.
And then the last one of the pack is this
Interesting. An insert, Vladdy.
He probably hits it a country mile, but
He might hit it 400 yards, honestly.
400 and then 200. Just absolute slice it.
Let's just be honest. We talk about like, different sports, and some say like the hardest thing to do in all the sports is to hit a fastball, right?
Yeah.
Well, we just talked about all these ball players that are probably like decent golfers.
Yeah.
How many of these golfers do you think can hit a fastball? Let's find out.
0. I would say 0.
I think it's probably 0.
But I don't know. I mean, like, I'm curious to see what's in there because I know there's a few golfers that have played.
Yeah, I mean, let's find out. Here we go. No, I have a thing. So I have a pack opening series to kind of like, immerse myself in the hobby, right? Promote my books. And I like to give color because you want to see someone opening packs with like no commentary. So I always like giving commentary, and it's great when like for example, if we pull a card with someone who's a golfer who you sent a bat to, that's gonna be epic, right? Yeah. So like when I find a card, someone who I know, it's fun, But like if I can't pronounce the name, I'm not gonna like embarrass myself. Yeah. And so many of these golfers are like from like Japan and South Korea.
Oh yeah, you get people from all over the world.
Yeah, but this one I can handle.
Charlie Hoffman. That's a very, very quick, easy.
You think Charlie could hit a fastball, 90 mile an hour fastball?
I don't think he could hit an 80 mile an hour fastball.
Right
down the middle.
Yeah, these guys could probably hit changeups. Gordy Sargent. All right.
I say he can't hit one.
He probably can't hit a fastball. Now this guy. All right, hold on. Tom Hoge. He looks like he's got some heft. This guy could probably hit a fastball pretty good.
I think so.
What do you think? Yeah.
75 mile an hour tops.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
he
looks like he can rake.
Right?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I love like card art and like the different cards over the years or whatever. And like I gotta be honest, like Upper Deck, if you're listening, these names are hard to read. They're silver, which I love silver, but like they kind of blend in. So Julia Lopez Ramirez. I'm guessing she's probably a really good bunter. She probably is really fast. She probably could steal a base or two.
So yeah, like the cards are like hard to see, like with that silver. Like you were not wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, and I love the silver, but okay, here's our first insert. We got who's the player though? We got Taylor Pendrith. We got a bump and run insert.
Oh, the bump and run is the move. That is my favorite thing to do around the green.
Yeah. So I know golf, but not enough. Tell me about what is the bump and run? I don't even know.
Bump and run. So around the green, a lot of people, they will use their higher lofted wedge to hit it up. But I think personally that you have more control with a lower lofted wedge. So probably like a 9 iron or like 8 iron, like around the green. Nice, just back a little bit, nice bump it, and then just let the ball run.
There it is, the bump and run.
You have way more
every
control.
Day.
Yeah, way more control.
Right. Now, by the way, Upper Deck is not known for like pulling autos, not known for number cards and parallels. It's kind of like plain vanilla. Even with hockey, it's sort of like you're opening Upper Deck because you love that sport, Yeah. But they do have something. So here's a UD canvas for Christo Lemprick. And what makes it canvas is the card actually feels like
does it?
Feels like real cardboard, like thick, kind of like edgy, not like these like the bubble rum. This is like smooth as silk, so that's interesting. And here's another fun insert. This actually is my favorite insert so far in the set since I pulled these. It's a Brooke Henderson scorecard superstar that's got a little shimmer.
Oh, I like that scorecard.
Yeah. Now, I think these numbers probably are meaningless, but if they were really smart Upper Deck, you would actually do like Tiger Woods 1997.
Oh, yeah, like the
Sawgrass.
Yes.
and like have like his final round in the card. You know?
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I should work for a Tops, man.
Do it.
Here's Mac Messner. I'm not familiar with his game, but he probably maybe he can get a fastball, maybe a change.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
It's got a ring to it.
Mac, let's go.
Here's another one. We got Austin Greaser showing his putt game there.
Ooh, that looks like he has a little claw grip on the putt. Oh yeah, I have learned like all the different putting little techniques over this past 2 years, year and a half.
So if I were to ask you, like, Mason, how many times do you golf? Now, are you insulted if I don't say golf? Because you do both. You do both.
I do both.
Right.
Absolutely.
So how many times a week do you say you golf and/or golf on average per week?
Week?
Yeah.
This year so far, I think I've only golfed, probably about not that much. I think probably about 8 or 9 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Golfing, I would say I've played probably about 8 or 9 times too. Yeah.
I'm guessing in my head right now.
Yeah. This year has been a lot more building putters and kind of doing that more than actually golfing.
It wasn't one of my topics, but we're gonna get into the social media game because you are so good at it. And there's only so much time in the day, right? Between like life and work, and then within work, how much time you spend? Like I come across this. I spend most of my time writing the books. I have not spent time trying to sell the books, right?
Yeah.
And that's so lately now with the podcast, and I've been on a TV show, the whole thing. So now I'm more, and I have a pack opening series. So now I'm kind of getting out there more. But I get it. Like part of me wants to just be in the shop, making the bats, you know. So it's tricky. But what's interesting is with you, I mean, I wouldn't have known that you've only played probably 25 times this year or whatever, 20 times because social media is so powerful because you can play one round and you can turn that into 20 videos, right?
Absolutely.
And then to me, I'm flipping, and you're golfing all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. There was let's say because last year's win, because I kind of figured out because I didn't have the time to like sell bat putters, so I was like, how do I sell this without like setting DMs out to everyone? Yeah. So that's when I kind of like created Balf, like to use it, like show people why you need it.
Yeah.
So then so the first day, like playing it, I went to a par 3 course and I just played it, just to kind of see like how it would roll. And I got done with 9 holes, and like, I'm gonna come back like in a week, and I'm gonna play as many holes as possible through the entire day. So I asked a buddy to show up, and I think I paid him with a case of beer, and I said, I need you to follow me all day, and we're gonna.
I was wondering who does the videos. If you have a stand, if it's a friend.
It all depends on the day, but yeah. Right. But then this day, I told him, I was like, hey, we're gonna record every video, every hole, like it's someone's first time seeing it. So I wrote down, I think I got like 50 like hooks or whatever, and I played 54 holes in one day.
Oh my God!
Oh, my back was fried.
Oh, this team must have been exhausted.
It was rough, but then I had 54 videos.
Yeah.
That I was gonna queue up every single day, and but the hard part was that I had to edit 54 videos to kind of get it like how I wanted it.
And did you teach yourself how to edit? Did you know how to? Did you take a class in JUCO somewhere? You learned how to do it, or
nope.
You just learned on your own?
Everything that I have done is just self-taught, or if I don't know how to do it, I'm just gonna try it. And
I think 5 years ago, you would just like YouTube it. Now you AI, you ask Claude, you ask and ChatGPT, and they'll get you up to speed. Okay, so real quick, I think we got three busts here.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. So we got a little ahead of ourselves because some people might not know what golfing is. So but before we go to the beginning of golf, because the truth is, like, the whole golf journey needs its own segment, because I want to hear more about the origin story and your grind, the road to the show, and then also kind of like what it's like to finally start getting like the payoff, and it starts to come in like trickles, and then it comes in maybe it's a flood. But I want to hear. I want you to share some of those moments for sure. But
Okay.
let's go way back, because
Okay.
let's be honest. I mean, out of all the people that I've come across in my journey, just being a baseball dad and then an author, I mean, like last week we talked. I had Brandon Verzel, the producer of The Car Life. I was on his show this month. Actually, it's airing everywhere. The full episode will be on YouTube in a month. And we actually had a baseball guy moment to talk about, because Zach Neto and Mike Trout were ripping Pokemon cards, and then they both hit home runs. They won the game, and then the post interview and whatever. So the whole idea of like baseball god moments is now becoming mainstream. Which for me, that's like just like when you see the Indianapolis Clowns in a video holding up a bat putter. It's it's surreal, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like, it's cool and gratifying that other people are starting to notice these baseball god moments, and then they tag me. They want to share them because they see it too, right? You know, even right now, you know, Danhausen, the WWE wrestler, he uncursed the New York Knicks, then he cursed the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Knicks have won 12 in a row. They swept the Cavs, and it's like, is it WWE might be scripted, and even the curse in his skit as his character might be fake, but the energy is doing something.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So who that magic is something that you and I tapped into first. Now look, believing in the baseball gods is a process. Like, you have to
absolutely.
The gods earn your trust and respect. And the more times you experience a synchronicity or a coincidence that can't be, it's just too unbelievable, it adds up, right? And then you become a believer, and that's how faith in anything develops, right?
Yep.
So I have obviously had a number of these baseball god moments, to the point that I was compelled to write my first book. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. I wrote the book in 2017 over the course of the year. Okay, and it was published in 2018. Now I have had people read the book and contact me from nowhere since the first one. Okay, but the first one was you, Mason, and you didn't just contact me and say, hey, I love the book. You brought with you a baseball god moment that it was one of those events. Like, even when you're a believer, if you have a doubt and then you hear someone else's story, you're like, oh my God, the baseball gods are real. They really are real. People, this is real. So let's start with Logan Thompson. Now, Logan was Mason was your best friend. Absolutely. And actually, I didn't know this. This is coincidence. Maybe how does the baseball gods work? But yesterday was his birthday, and I saw your post. You and your son Malcolm are at his gravesite, and I get the chills. It's so touching, and so in 2016, your baseball god moment happens with the Chicago Cubs. But I'll stop right there, and I'll mention this Mike Montgomery, okay? But let's go to the very beginning. Tell me to share with everyone your journey with Logan Thompson.
For sure. So Logan and I, we met in college. It'd been fall of 2013. We met in our Western civilizations class, and we sat in the very back, and we did not pay attention whatsoever. I think we played Deer Hunter on our Mac computers, and and then just hung out. And then we realized that we both lived in the dorms together, and then we just always hung out. So that's how I met him. So he's from like a tiny little town, Heartline, Washington, and I think the population's like 98. They're just all farmers and agriculture, and so that's like what he's like. His whole family is based on, is like farming and family and all of that. So then in 2015, that summer, we decided that we're gonna go to a baseball game, and we watched Mike Montgomery, because Logan was a big Mariners fan, and I don't mind the Mariners. So we go to a game on my birthday, and we watch Mike Montgomery throw his debut. And just like right then, like that was our guy. So like, this is awesome. So then in 2016, Mike Montgomery gets traded to the Cubs. I was pumped, and then Logan was like, like the Cubs don't really need any more help. They're gonna win the World Series, like whatever. And I'm like, perfect. Then you can hop on like the Cubs bandwagon, like come on over. So so then kind of like the season went. And then on September 25th, I get so Logan sends me a text about Jose Fernandez.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Like of him passing away. And then, then I saw that, like, so I still have our text for all that. But, and then we were talking about like how sad it was to watch like another one of our favorite pitchers pass away in like a tragic accident. And you just can't, like, it's just like an accident that happened. So, and then later that night, we were talking on the phone's disconnected. And I didn't know anything. So then the next day, my phone just stopped working. I didn't know what happened. Like I had no service. I wouldn't get phone calls, nothing. So then I went about the day, and then we finally got Wi-Fi. My phone blew up, and I didn't know what happened. So then I get, I don't know. It was crazy. So then I pull up Facebook, and like the first thing was like a news article that Logan passed away in a car accident, and that was just like I'm like, this isn't real. Like this isn't real. So then kind of later, and then like 'cause we were 3 hours away, and so because I was 3 hours away like for work, so then we started a 3-hour drive back, and then kind of like on that drive back, there was like the exit to take to like towards like his house and all this stuff, and I was like, this is real. Like there's nothing to like come back from this. So so then I got back home. I told my boss, or my former boss, that I wasn't going to come to work, and I don't know when I'm coming back. Like I truly had no idea. Like I was like, I don't know like what the future holds. So then the next day, I turned on the Miami Marlins game because I knew that they're going to do kind of like a tribute to Jose Fernandez. And when D. Gordon came to bat and he hit that home run, that was a moment where I realized that he just lost his best friend, and he just hit a home run. And he was wearing Jose Fernandez's helmet, and he just kept him close to him, and he hit a home run. So I was like, there's really, like, life goes on, but as long as you keep the memories and everything together, anything is possible, and that you'll and that you'll always have someone with you. And so the only thing that kind of kept me like sane was I was like, the Cubs are in it. Mike Montgomery is on the Cubs. I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna see how this plays out. Because there was a point where Logan did say that if the Cubs go to the World Series, they're gonna go to Game 7, extra innings, and they're gonna lose. And I'm like, that's bullshit, man. Like, there's no way. So then they win the division. They just keep going. Everything just kept rolling. And then now they're down 3 games to 1. And
I forgot that.
Yeah, they're down 3 games to 1 against arguably the best like pitching battery with Corey Kluber and Andrew Miller, who I don't know, but it was an amazing pitching, and I'm like, I don't know, but like everyone said that the Cubs are cooked, and I'm like, no way, like we're coming back. We go back to Game 7. The game goes on, and even more stuff like with it was in the 6th inning, the top 6th inning. David Ross hits a home run, and come to find out later, now I actually talked to David. Like it's a crazy small thing, but then kind of keep going. Game goes to extras. There was the 17-minute rain delay, which is my favorite number. I have it tattooed on me in like 3 or 4 spots.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yep. Oh yeah. And then Mike Montgomery comes in to pitch to get the last out of the game. And I cannot like Like, I did not watch the last out. I had my head down, just bawling my eyes out, and like I knew that the Cubs were gonna win.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
that's Logan Thompson, man.
In blessed memory, what a story, right? So
Yeah.
like you then go on the internet and like you Googled the baseball gods are real?
Oh, it goes, and then so then once the Cubs won the World Series, 2016, the next year, that was my year. I'm like, I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna do everything that I want to do because life's short.
Right.
So, yeah. So then the next year, wildness, my life. There was 1 week where I placed third in a hot dog eating contest. In the same week, I climbed Mount Adams, which is like 12,500 feet.
The
and
juxtaposition.
it was tough, but you know what? You can
Which came
do
first,
both.
the hot dogs or the
Hot
climb?
dog, hot dog for sure. And then I trained for the climbing the mountain for like 5 minutes. I did the Stairmaster for 5 minutes, but the hot dogs I had to win, but I lost. But it was totally fine. But
you won in my book.
Hey, I'll take that. So then, later on, a few months later, I had an opportunity to go move down to South Florida, and I transferred my job same day. Found an apartment same day. Came home and told my family I'm moving, and they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I leave in like a week." So then I packed up my car, and my grandpa and we drove down to Florida. Wild, that opened up my eyes a lot, and then moved back a year later, and and then I had this like urge to like try and explain what happened with baseball and like all these crazy things that happen that just can't be explained. And then I actually had this wild idea before I Googled for your book. It was I was thinking that during Hall of Fame induction week, go to Cooperstown and just kind of like tell stories about the baseball gods, like on a Sunday, and then to do that like while they're like all there. So then I Googled baseball gods, and then boom, your book came up. So then that was the quickest boom, I'm buying this. And then I just started thinking of a million ideas and just super ready to read this. And then and then I read it, and I'm like, I'm not the only person that thinks of these baseball god like situations are real. And I felt comfortable, and I'm like, you know what? Let's just explore more of it. So yeah, I then just kept rolling. So
amazing. Yeah, so like, it's one thing to hear about someone's story, but then when you have your own experiences, it makes you a believer. And then I think the more you have faith in it, it then manifests more opportunities, because if you have faith, you have positive thinking. And so whether it's the power of positive thinking, or it's the magic that comes with tapping into, because you mentioned, the people who've passed on are always with you. So that's actually a topic that I thought if you have time at the end, we'll get to, but you already kind of tapped into it. It's very interesting. Yeah. Okay, so before we go to the next topic, let's get back to business.
Hey. All right. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Ooh. So I know what the back insert is. Okay. JT Ginn, no idea. He's a pitcher. He's probably a golfer. Okay. Ryan McHone. I think I've seen pictures of him golfing online.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say he's a pretty decent.
Oh, he's a golfer. Whoa. Okay. That's a legit pull.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He has 100 strikeouts already.
You have something to protect it with, I hope.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Good.
Oh yeah. I got those.
I did a summary from the last one, like the pull of the day. We got one. Let's go.
Let's go. Balfer easily, I think.
Yeah, unbelievable. What a pitcher.
Tyler Freeman.
To be honest, I can't believe like how he can continue to throw at that speed so consistently. It seems like not human.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, I think career-wise it'll kind of turn out kind of like a Aroldis Chapman. I mean, with I mean, because his 105 he was a starter for the Reds,
Right.
and then just I transitioned in.
Yeah, and now he's had an amazing career, right, as a closer.
Yeah.
And you can have a much longer career as a closer because you don't throw as much. Let's be honest. Right?
Absolutely.
And you might get paid. You might get paid just the same, I think, right?
I saw. I mean, Aroldis Chapman gets paid pretty dang well, but also seeing him in person for the first time last November. Massive human.
Yeah.
Here's a rookie card, Vladdy.
Okay, so real quick, speaking of which, okay, so a friend of mine from college is a guy named Scott Shapiro, and he's a sports agent. And actually, Nate and I went to Florida, and Nate did a workout with him and a couple other players. And not only is he the agent for Aroldis Chapman, his biggest client is Vlad. So we just pulled 2 Scott Shapiro cards in one pack. Let's go! Shout out to you, Scott.
And this is the second Vlad that we've pulled.
That's right.
2 cards.
Yeah.
For Batty, this I know he golfs. Balfour, David Bednar, Balfour, Ian Seymour, no clue, but he's a pitcher. Has to golf.
Hey, you know what? Only 25,000 people have ever made it to the show. So think about what it took to get to that moment. Even if he'll have even if it's for a cup of coffee, I couldn't imagine.
Guy. Yeah,
it's amazing.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to do.
It's huge. Oh, okay. Do I do it this way? Okay,
yeah, that's fine. Oh,
Paul
speaking of Paul
Skeens.
Skeens. Wow, all right.
The insert and these. Oh, it is. That's
what's a cool
Adolis Garcia.
Yeah, look at that celebration.
He probably hits a golf ball insane. I mean,
350 on average.
Easily.
Yeah.
And then
his arms are insane.
I think this is a goal.
Oh, yeah, that's numbered. The number in the back to 2026.
Yep.
You pulled the number card.
I did. Let's go.
Dude, you've had really good pack luck so far.
I will take it.
Jacob Mistrowski in the first pack and the number card, very good. All right, so we'll rip through this real quick because we got too many good stories to get to. Let's see.
Oh, yeah. What you got?
I think we pulled that one last time.
That's Annika Sorensen. I think I remember watching her golf a few years ago, and just absolute amazing golfer.
Yeah, she's actually the most has more wins than any woman in history. Correct?
I believe it.
She's like the Tiger Woods of female golf.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is, like all base cards are worth like $1, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should have given her more respect. You know, frankly,
Absolutely.
you know, also there's a whole contingent of women from South Korea that are just crushing it.
Phenomenal
right now.
golfers. Yeah.
And so it's awesome to see. Actually, I did it. My second card show was this past weekend in Lawrence, Kansas. And like, I don't want to be like the typical. I'm there to like really sell books, but I want to have like card stuff. But I'm not gonna be like the guys who are like with the fancy PSA cards, we're all big money, whatever. So I like have wax packs for $1. You know, because I just want to create energy and whatever. And then any singles that I pull from my stuff that I don't flip on eBay, I'll just sell for $1.
Yeah.
And my biggest seller I sold 6 South Korean women, golf cards. Some guy was like, that's what he collects. He's like into it, you know? So I'm like, hey,
I love that.
This is why the hobby's so fascinating because everyone loves something. Like, you know,
absolutely.
I think Jerry Garcia once said, like, one man gathers what another man spills, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And it's so true. And how true, right? You take old bat putters.
Yeah.
And you turn them into works of art.
I really appreciate that. Yep.
We'll get to that more. I'm actually curious. Oh, Young Guns. Okay, so like the Young Guns are like the rookie card for Upper Deck.
Yeah.
So let's give a shout out to Lottie Wode.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, that might be my best card so far, which is not saying much. And here we got a Jasmine Wu. It's an alternative card. Like from like the retro days, probably from the 1970s. So that's cool.
Is that a rookie card too?
Oh, dude, you're spot on. It is a rookie card. All right, what's my first rookie?
A retro rookie card.
Wait a second. Time out. You just wait a second, Upper Deck. The Young Guns is like their claim to fame. Like for hockey, like the Young Gun cards are like so valuable. Yeah. But they also do the rookie card. I didn't know that in the same pack. It's kind of confusing, right? What's your branding story, Upper Deck? Okay, but speaking
They
of
probably
which,
have all the inserts.
speaking of inserts in Upper Deck that they do right, check out this insert for Nelly Corda. Look at this pretty
Nelly
thing.
Corda. She's an amazing golfer.
But look at how do they make these cards?
Let's go.
It looks like fireworks. Isn't that beautiful?
Amazing card.
Yeah, so it can't compete with your numbered card or your Jacob Mizrahi throwing 104 miles per hour.
Nelly Corda, she's a great, amazing golfer. Ooh.
Isn't it interesting how? Yeah, I'm telling you, the South Korean female golfers are taking over. It's like it's a thing. I mentioned them briefly in the book as far as like when I give a shout out to women's golf, and it's awesome. I love MLB has become a melting pot of the world, right? It's so diverse. You have the guys from the Dominican, guys from Venezuela, guys from Japan. It's like it's so awesome to, like, when everyone comes together, and big fan of the World Baseball Classic as well, by the way.
Is that John Daly II?
Look at you, man. It is.
Let's go.
Do you know your golf, Mason Hall?
That is John Daly's kid. Yeah, he's
and it's not his rookie card.
Yeah,
that's wild.
I think he just graduated from University of Arkansas.
So you know what? I do this all the time. I actually I did it today. Actually, I give away like free books. It's good karma, but the truth is there always can be a boomerang effect where like someone gives you a shout out and says thank you. This is the kind of guy I would mail a bat putter to. Yeah, because wow.
What's crazy is that I have a list of what I'm gonna do a design for his dad, actually, for a putter. So that's funny.
I mean, his dad's like a living legend. I mean, I know you have to be careful with like your cost, your budget, like how much money do you spend on marketing and handing out free bats. You can't give everyone a free bat. Yeah, but we'll get into that because you have done marketing when it comes to selling bats, because you will travel to hand deliver bats, and so we'll get into some of the people you've hand delivered bats to. Because I thought when you started doing that, I thought, man, did Mason read like the Gary Vaynerchuk handbook on marketing? Because you are killing it with your creativity. Sure. So we'll get to that. We'll save that for last. But
sounds good.
So we each whipped the pack. You're definitely winning the pack battle for sure. Right?
Hey, I still have. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be in here. I mean, I am going to leave one for Malcolm. He is at the zoo today.
Good for him.
And he knows that I have cards for him.
Okay, so the next story is about you, but I think I might start telling it, and then I'll hand it off to you. Okay. Yeah. Because not only was it a baseball god moment, it also, as an author, it was so meaningful to me, because like, who even reads books anymore, Mason? Right? It's TikTok and there's Netflix. And people have their lives, and like the idea that someone's going to dedicate 2 or 6 hours of their life to your book, it's really flattering. Like it means a lot to me. And so therefore, when I got 15 books now, and so like even when my own kids and my parents don't read some of my books, I don't take it personally, because I realize, look, you got other stuff to read and other stuff to do. It's all good.
Absolutely.
And I kind of feel like the literary gods will take care of it. When someone's meant to find my books, they will, and examples of like when someone like you came into my life, those kind of moments are so serendipitous. It fuels you, and like, it's okay that most of my friends and family don't follow my podcast. It doesn't matter, because it's like when you get those little sparks, those little kernels of wonder, it fuels your soul. And like when you did a video coming out of the the Savannah Bananas game the other night, and it's those kind of moments where like people really appreciate what you're doing, right? And so when people appreciate it, it's awesome. And so in this story, this goes to show like people really appreciate what I'm doing, because you had to really read the book and get it to do what you did for me. Okay, so here's the background.
Appreciate that.
Okay, do you already know where I'm going with this?
Kind of, but I want to hear you.
Do you want a hint? Let me give you a hint. Okay. So I have it with me.
Is it a bat? Is it the Hank Greenberg bat? Yep.
It's the Hank Greenberg bat.
Yes. I remember where I was when I found that and saw that, and I took a picture of it so quick and I sent it to you.
So here's what you might not know. I don't know if I already filled you in on the first part, so I'll fill you in. Now here's what's also very interesting. Now this is a little crazy. As an author, it's just like when you're a musician and you write songs, like you don't have to put out every song you write just because you're Drake. He just put out 3 albums in a row, by the way, in the same day, which is pretty impressive. But some say the first album's really good, the second 2 were like, but the point is he still did it, and I give him credit for that, okay? Yep. But sometimes you might write a song or write a book, and you sit on it, and then you're like, you know what, I'm not going to put it out for whatever reason, you know? And when I first became friends with you and heard the Logan Thompson story, I'm like, that is a chapter for a book, because it's not just like me hearing about Mike Trout and Zach Neto and just retelling the story. This is like a real person who had this insane miracle experience, you know, that bends time and space, you know, and those are the stories that I really want to tell, because that you can't find anywhere else. And that makes my books compelling. And frankly, I feel like your story was one of the ones that, you know, that would have made this next book compelling that I did not put out. Okay, because I told you after I wrote the chapter, I shared it with you. This is years ago.
Yes,
it was the baseball. It was the Baseball Gods Real volume for the middle school years.
Yes.
And I finally had enough chapters that I was like ready to put it out, but then I hesitated for lots of different reasons, and I'm glad I did. However, there were a couple of stories in there that it's a shame, because they were very timely. I have a whole story about Brett Phillips. You know, remember when Brett Phillips, he did the World Series
in 2020?
Right. So it gets crazier, because like he was part of the you know, a trade with, you know, guys like Jorge Lopez and all the friends of John Perrin. And then, you know, Brett Phillips gets traded to the Royals, and he's got the same number as Nate. And then when Nate turned 13, my father-in-law, he knew a guy who knew a guy, and he arranged Nate to throw out the first pitch at a Royals game. And when he came out, I was with him in the tunnel, the whole thing, and Slugger was going to be the catcher. Yeah. And then when Brett Phillips saw Nate wearing his jersey, Brett was like, no, Slugger, I got this.
I love that.
And then and I just saw Patrick Mahomes last week. He threw out a Texas Tech first pitch, and he airmailed it, because the ball is actually not a real baseball. It's like a fake ball, and it's plastic and slippery. So here's Nate. It's not a real baseball. It's not. Yeah. So here's Nate, and they told Nate, you can if you don't want, like, you know, if you're an old person, you can like go to the edge of the mound. But if you want to go to the real mound, you can do that. And it's like, I'll do the real mound. Come on, I'm a ball player. He was confident. Yeah. And when he got up there, he airmailed it, but he threw it really hard. And Brett was so cool. And he got the ball, and then he immediately didn't want Nate to feel bad. And then they just had an impromptu catch on the field. And for like a minute, they had this catch. And like, it totally removed, Nate's errant throw. And it was like the best baseball moment. And so like, I love that. Brett Phillips became part of like our life. I started collecting his cards, the whole thing. Yeah. And so, so anyway, to come full circle,
I love that.
We love Brett Phillips. So the point is, I had a chapter about that whole experience, right? Yeah. And you know, now Brett's already out of the league for a number of years, and so like, if I put it out then, it would have been perfect. Like, he would have been blown away. And if I put it out now, it's sort of like, who's Brett Phillips? It wouldn't have the same punch, you know? Yeah. But there was a chapter also about you in that book, and at first I was like, oh, it's gonna come out, you know, when Nate's done with high school. And then I was like, nah, maybe I'll put it out when Nate's out of college. And then I was like, no, maybe I'm not gonna put it out. I'm really sorry, Mason. Okay.
Hey, I'm beyond grateful and blessed.
But here's what's so crazy, dude, is because like Universe wanted that story to be told, and it was going to find a way. Now, look, we'll get into this because you already tapped into it. I have a fictional novel that I was going to send you, but I'll send it to you next week, called Spirits of the Gridiron. Okay. In real life, in 1970, the plane of the Wichita State football team crashed and everyone died. And the football program got ended because who wanted to play for that team after the tragedy? And it left a gaping hole in the city, and obviously in the hearts and the minds of all the students and the family and friends and the whole thing. And I've been to Wichita a number of times now with Nate for baseball. And like, we'll go to the stadium, it's still there, but it's like all beat up and empty, and it's like, you know, it's kind of sad, you know. And when Ted Lasso came out, right, he kind of inspired the Kevin Dempsey character, by the way. But his character was the Wichita State football coach. The team didn't exist, and then that's his little dance, the whole thing. And that for me actually planted the seed of what became this book. Now, by the way, here's where it ties in, because maybe I planted the seed with you. We'll find out. So in this book, after being gone for 30 years, the souls of that plane crash come back to fix college football because of the transfer portal, because of the NIL, because of conference alignment. Yeah. And they intervene like football gods. You don't see them. They're like in the shadows. They're intervening. They're influencing situations to happen that help them achieve their agenda. Sometimes the characters don't get the message because they're not spiritually awake enough. But then once the main character arc's rolling, and he knows he's getting messages from spirit, then the story takes off. And so anyway, we'll get into that, because I do wonder where like people get their ideas for songs and where I get my ideas for books, and We'll get into where the idea, like Benjamin Franklin, the lightning bolt and the apple, like where did it all come from? Okay, so here's where maybe the seed was planted. Okay, so the pandemic happens. Okay, Nate's 13 years old. Now, first of all, I was not a travel kid. In fact, my parents were so concerned about academics first that when I was good enough to play little league ball, I got called up to the older kids, and then I rode the bench, and I was like, that was not fun, right?
Yeah.
With soccer, I didn't get called up, but I got invited to join the travel team. And I remember being in the bedroom, my parents, when they were hearing about and how much time this is going to cost, how much this is going to cost, all this stuff, and my father was like, "You're not doing it because you got to get good grades, that sort of thing." And I was like, all the best players, like, I don't, whatever. Rec is fine. So when I was a dad, look, I'm 5'4". I thought my kid would probably be, short like me, and you can be good, but you're not going to go pro. Let's be realistic. So focus on your schoolwork. Get good grades. Yeah. So Nate was at a summer camp, and it was outsourced by a club called the Kansas City Blaze, which no longer exists, by the way. They got acquired in the whole private equity boom of travel baseball. But anyway, the coach was like, "Nate, you're really good. You should join our club," the whole thing. And so finally I gave in because I saw how much he loved it. Okay. Yeah. So in his first year, he's not even on the A team, okay, of this club. He's on their B team. But what happens is when you go to these tournaments, after every game, they give out an MVP, And so what happens is if you're the best player on a weak team, you stand out. And they probably should have been on the A team, but he was brand new to the club, and the club's been around for 10 years. Some of these kids have been on the team for 5 or 6 years already, so they just put him where they can put him. So Nate every week was just like balling out, like diving catches in the field and stealing 5 bases, and he was raking. Yeah. So apparently his name, I don't know how these spreadsheets get made or who voted for him, but the organization, which is, it's not Perfect Game, was before Perfect Game, but they do their all-star game in Vera, Florida every year. And out of nowhere, I get this email, "Nate, you're one of the best players in the country. You're representing the state of Kansas to go to Florida." And I was like, the baseball gods are real. What the hell? This is insane.
Yeah,
I
love that.
And then a few months later, the pandemic starts.
Yep.
And then it gets bad. The masks and and the fear mongering. And I was not buying it. I was not afraid of it. I was not anti-vax, the whole thing. And I'm like, "Reggie, we're going to Florida." And she's like, "The hell you are," And it was a real riff because my wife and I, we're best friends. We get along so well. And it's probably one of the first times we ever really butted heads. And I'm like, "Sweetie, if God is sending us to Florida, we won't get COVID, I promise." Because it's like, she wasn't a baseball god believer yet, right? But my parents were not supportive. My father wasn't supportive. And so I don't know what happened. At some point, I just was like, I don't know if I begged or I just demanded. I don't know what it was. She finally acquiesced, and we go. Yeah. And I even got signed up to be a coach. Now, I coached State's soccer team for years until he decided to retire from soccer and go baseball full time in around 2014, okay? But this was my first chance to be a baseball coach, and it was such a cool chance to be Nate's coach for the first time again in a long time. And the way the ages work, they moved 13s with the 14s, and they had to swing a heavier bat. So Nate was a year younger, and so we had to buy a new bat for the whole bat thing is a whole racket, the whole metal bat. I'm a wood bat guy, as you I'm sure you know from Dempsey, but I know you are. I don't have to preach to the choir. This is what you do. Okay. So the first game, he's got a heavier bat, and these kids, they were 14 throwing 80 miles an hour. Now Nate was 13 from Kansas, where he's to 60. So the first game, what do you think happens? He's swinging a heavier bat, 20 miles per hour faster. He struck out 3 times. Okay, and he is devastated. Yeah. Not just maybe I'm not good enough, He's blaming the bat. It's too heavy, It's not me, it's the bat. I'm trying to say, no, Nate. These kids
it's the bat.
The kids are really good. They're throwing 80. I'd never seen, as a dad, I'd never seen 80 miles an hour yet. So I was blown away by some of these kids. That's when I realized, there are some dudes out there. The grass, there's your pond, and then there's a lake, and then there's the ocean, right? Yep. But anyway, so we get home that night, and he is devastated. Now, what's interesting though is, but he's very spiritual. Okay. Now, when I got really into yoga, I bought these. I found some lady in Europe, and she created these custom mala beads based on your sign and then the right stone. And so I bought 3 of them. One for my mother for Mother's Day, one for my wife, and then one for me. Now, for my wife, I got her rose quartz because it's it's more, pretty, romantic, whatever. And she didn't want them because she's not religious. And Nate was like, "What do you mean you don't want them? Can I have them? Yeah, I'll travel with them as good luck charms and whatever." So I keep my, by the way, I do travel with mine because I am superstitious. I don't deny it, you know, because I have faith or whatever. So I have some few rituals with myself. I'm stitious.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it turns
Yes.
out my son is too. And so here it was 2 beds. We're in the hotel room, and it was Sunday night baseball or whatever, or Monday night baseball. And the game was the Yankees. I remember who they were playing. I don't remember. We're watching the Yankees game, and there's a commercial. So I decided to start flipping the channel. Then out of nowhere, I look over, and Nate has got the mala beads out like Kevin Costner in Bull Durham, blessing his bat. Because he's now convinced, doesn't matter how heavy it is, if I get the baseball gods to bless this situation, it's going to be okay. And then as I'm flipping the channels, what do I see? Bull Durham.
That's wild.
Ends. The next scene is
he's
doing the beats in the bat. I'm like, Nate, what?
See? Those are the things where like if you didn't see those small details and everything, you would have just went right past it.
But that was a synchronicity that we both were like, holy
absolutely.
moly.
Yeah.
Okay. And if that wasn't enough, the baseball guys were like, are you not entertained enough?
Yes.
They then go next level, and my phone starts buzzing. I'm like, who the hell texted me at 8:00 at night?
Yeah.
It's Mason Hall. And
that's
then
crazy.
Take it over. What are you doing in Seaside Heights, Oregon? And take over the story from here, Mason.
Yeah. So I was down in Seaside, Oregon, and we were walking past this thrift shop, and I believe it was closed. And then I just saw like a bat in the window, and I was looking at it. And I'm like, that name looks really familiar. And then and then I hopped on. So let's go. Let's say, because I hopped on the website for the store to see if they did ship anything, and I'm like, I have to send this to Fink right now, because I know that he loves this guy. It's like it's perfectly happening. So I'm like, hey, reach out to the store. They have exactly what you want/need. And there you go. And then they shipped it, and you got it. I'm like,
when we got
wild.
back from Florida, it was waiting at our front door.
That's wild.
It wasn't even inside the house. It just gotten there. And of course, the next day, Nate did get 2 hits.
Yeah.
With the same heavy bat.
That's crazy.
And we were like, the baseball gods are real. And we just kept saying that
absolutely.
over and over again. Like, we weren't taking credit for the hits.
Yeah.
The bat was too heavy. That's throwing 8 miles an hour. This was the baseball gods.
Yeah.
And so these are the kind of things that keep happening to us, right? Okay, so the point is, it wasn't an aluminum hand creamer bat. It was a 1938 wood bat, which is a perfect segue then to, let's first rip a pack each, and then we're going to get into the origin story of the bat putter.
Sounds good.
You go first.
Sounds good. All right. Let's see. Let's do
so much fun.
2. I love this. This is like a perfect setup for a show, by the way. Okay.
By the way, it's not my idea. I borrowed it from Hot Ones, so I won't take credit.
Still. Okay.
All right, let's see. Pack number 3. Let's do it.
So Astros team insert. Boom. Bobby Witt Jr.
Ooh, Bobby Witt. I PC Bobby Witt. That's awesome.
I will set this aside for you then.
No, please. Give it to your boy. Believe me, I got plenty.
Yo. Bobby Witt. He's a golfer. Keibert Ruiz, catcher. I'm not sure if he golfs. Actually, I would love to go to the Dominican and go golfing down there.
Yeah.
By the way, that's on my list, because there's a lot of amazing courses down there for all the guys.
For sure.
Cam Devaney, not sure. I don't know if he golfs, but rookie card, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Golfer. Jackson Holiday.
I PC his brother Ethan. That's awesome.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, Nate's last game ever, I think, was at the WWBAs in Florida, playing for the Dodgers scout team, and we played against the Orlando Scorpions with Ethan Holiday. They both went 0 for 2 that day.
Oh.
But the Orlando Scorpions beat us and moved on to the finals.
Oh, so yeah, because Ethan got drafted like last year, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. He's
Darvish.
Yu Darvish, who I write about in Baseball Gods Volume 1 with the World Series experiment. That's amazing.
Yes. Carson Seymour, rookie card. Pitcher, I think I already got him once today.
Oh, that's a cool photography alert. Look at that cool photography right there on this guy.
I love the art on these things. Shane Rafaela, Trevor Miguel. Golfer. Okay. Flip it this way. James Wood. Insert.
I just watched him play last week at my first time ever at the Nationals Park. It's so crazy about baseball. He's 6'6" on the same team as a guy named Nassim Nunez, who's 5'8". So only in a sport like baseball, he got 6'6" and 5'8" on the same roster, same lineup. It's wild.
And that's why I love baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great
literally
sport. You know what? Golf is that way too. You can be any size. But
that is valid. That is super valid. Jose Ramirez.
Oh yeah, he might go to the Hall of Fame. I think he's had a quietly awesome career.
I think so. He is probably one of the most consistent hitters I have ever seen.
So
plus, back in the day, he was always one of my go-tos on MLB The Show.
Nice.
And Tyler Freeman.
Nice. All right, very good.
You're up.
Let's do it.
Pull. Let's see.
You haven't seen our old friend Tiger Woods yet.
No. Pull. If you pull a Joel Damon.
Okay.
That's
Denny McCarthy.
He's a Northwest guy. Let's go.
Michael Brennan. Max Gracerman.
Let's see.
Ooh, this is a cool one. This is an insert. This is a Nick Dunlap acclaimed alumni card. This is cool. It's got a little shimmer refractor to it.
Oh, I like that.
That's
like
great.
a little pennant.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, another retro rookie card. This is for Alexa Pano. I bet you she could hit a softball pretty good.
I would say so.
All right, another insert that I've never seen before with Eric Van Ruin. It's a UD Gallery insert card. A little bit of a shimmer. I'm not familiar with his game.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many. I mean, I don't follow golf that closely.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them that I don't know yet. You know, I gotta learn more.
Yeah.
Collecting cards is one of the best ways to do that, right?
Golf is hard to follow all the time.
Yeah, it's true. Here's Lottie Wode. We pulled her card earlier pack. There's Kurt Kitayama.
Let's go.
Oh, that's fun. A printing error. Back to back. Same card.
Oh wow. Let's go.
That's fun.
Double.
You always wonder, like, the collation thing. How I love to go to the factory and see these cards get made. Here's a cool photography alert. This is a Preston Summerhaze. That's an interesting name. But look at that celebration. He's filming.
Let's go.
He must have just hit an awesome shot
with the cardigan.
And here's Lydia Ko. I like her glasses. I started wearing glasses, by the way. After 10 years, my eyes are starting to go on me. I don't wear them like every day, but like I notice it when I'm like at a ballpark and like I put them on. I can't really see very well anymore, like far away. Oh. So it's getting real.
I'm the same with that. I'd say because I wear I've been wearing contacts since I was 12. So it's been because I got contacts like the week before I went to go to Cooperstown to go play at the Dream Park when I was 12 in 07. And then my coaches had to actually like put my contacts in for me because I had no clue to do it. So yeah.
Wow.
A long time with those.
Okay. Let me talk to you about becoming the bat putter dude and inventing golf. I mean, now that it's invented. In fact, I started a company the other day when I was like Googling stuff that are doing the same thing now. They're not custom, they're not as cool as yours, but someone's doing it, whatever. But like you're the OG. You literally invented something that was never done before, and that is so cool. So like, how did the apple fall and hit your head? Tell me about the origin story. How did you figure this out?
There's a few things that kind of happened with it. So I knew that I needed to. I guess I didn't need to. I wanted a raise because I needed money to go golfing more because I became a dad. So I was like, as a dad and I play baseball, you just go golf. So then I was trying to think of things where I was like that I could build or make kind of that I can do art with, that could pay for my like, I guess like my golfing. So, but then I saw a video on Instagram, and it was posted by the Cowboy Golfer, and he had a wedge, like he chipped a ball and took a steel plate, came back, and he hit it with a bat. And I watched that like a million times. I was like, okay, that's really cool. Like, that's amazing. So but then I was thinking, I was like, I could make something better. But then I like forgot about it for like a few days. And then I went to my former job, and I asked for just a $2 raise, because that will be an extra $65 a month at least, so I can go golf. And that's what it is for 18 holes to cart. So then so I went there, asked for a raise. They said no. And I was there for I was like 9 years, almost 10 years. And so I went home, and I was like, I'm really gonna write down like everything that I'm passionate about. So I wrote down tons of things, crossed it all off, and I was like, baseball, golf, being a dad, and art. So I was like, okay, what can I make or build that's all those together, that I can create all for one time, that I can share with my son as well. So then I remember that video of which now I can call him my friend Caleb. So he made that video, and I found a putter, a bat, and I just cut the putter, put it in the bat, and I just glued it, watched this thing dry. I think I finished cutting and building it at like 2 a.m. And from 2 a.m. to 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., I just watched it dry. I literally, it's like the saying, like I'm
watching paint dry, right?
Exactly. But I watched
it was almost like the bat was being born. It was like spiritually, like
it was crazy
to the universe. Yeah,
it was crazy, because I sat there, like I didn't talk for 4 hours. I was out there just by myself, and then my alarm went off, and I was still awake. I'm like, oh shit, like I have a job, like I have other things in life than just this thing. So then I went to work, and I couldn't stop thinking about it. I was like, all right, okay, I'm gonna take a picture of it. And I took a picture of it, sent it to a few buddies, and they all wanted one. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, okay, so how much is it? And I was like, $65, and I can build them. So they're like, deal. I'm like, sweet. I just sold 4. I just got free golf every weekend for building these things. And then and then it just kept rolling.
So real quick, where did you find those initial 4 bats? Did you have them in your house? Did you go to like a baseball bat store? Were they brand new bats? Were they used bats?
They were all the first 4 were all used. Well, I think one of them was one of my old bats from high school. And so then I did those. The putters, I thrifted all of them. And then the bats, I thrifted, found them, and then just made them and sent them out. And then it just kept rolling and rolling. And then by the time I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I'm going to do full time. I think at that time I only sold like 15 bats, like 15 bat putters. And I put in my letter of resignation on November 14th, 2024 for January 1st, 2025. So I gave them a big heads up, and they let me go that day. So I was like, okay, that's totally fine. Because I was like, if I can pull my 401, like I can live off that. I'll be fine. Right. And then I left, and I couldn't pull my 401 until the end of February. So I was like, okay, I have 3 months. I can't touch this money yet. What am I going to do? So then I had
social media content.
Exactly. So then I had to come up with ways to try and get these in front of people, and then just kept posting and kind of like maneuvering where I want it to go and who sees what and like where it goes from there. and just kept hustling for that.
Now
And
you had an accounting background, but did you know anything about building a business, anything about marketing and branding, or it's all just self-taught and just figuring out as you go?
I took when I started the Loaded Base podcast, I was taking marketing classes through WGE online. So and then my like mentor guy like for that, we got pretty close during this time, and he was like, like you think not black and white like from a book, everything like you think is gray area. It could like you just want to trial and error. So then he told me he was like I think you don't need this degree. You learn the basics, and you are a doer and a trial and error and learn from there. That kind of guy.
In
So I
fact,
love that.
when you with Loaded Bases, you were starting to have a lot of traction. You even started creating merch. So
Yeah.
you were thinking, I'm going to build something awesome. You knew
Yeah.
it's something, and then it's sort of like Loaded Bases kind of reached its fulfillment, right? And
Yeah.
then you quickly parlayed that into this ball thing. And so the point is, you had traction, but then you start all over again, and you still
Absolutely.
had the faith to roll the dice on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. Which is so beautiful. I mean, you talk about the American dream, and this is what it's all about. And Henry Ford didn't become successful until he was in his 50s. The guy from KFC was in his 50s, and so like the first thing you try, it might not work. That's okay. Failure is part of the process, or not even failing, but sometimes not succeeding as much as you want to, and then you learn from that. So you learned a lot of the merch game stuff, and you learned social media. You also like you speak beautifully now. You used to have a speech impediment, right? So you had a fear of being on camera.
That is one of the big things. Yeah.
I didn't mention this one on my write down, but I thought about if we had time at the end. We're already past an hour, but is personal self-improvement. You just showed me videos. You posted videos about you're not working out and you're ripped to like insane. So like
appreciate that.
What I've noticed is like in spirituality, as you work on yourself, now look, from a yoga perspective, they believe there's 7 chakras, right? Yeah. And the Holy Spirit, if you're eating crappy food and you're fat and unhealthy and you're having negative thoughts, the Holy Spirit can't flow through you, so the energy gets stuck. Absolutely. And then as you purify, like I noticed when I first became a vegetarian, and then started exercising more. I was when I was in my dark place, I was so unhealthy. I was eating barbecue, crappy food every day, and I wasn't exercising and stuff like that. And it just becomes it builds upon itself. And then once you decide, I'm done. I'm going to turn this around. Then universe starts to reward you over time. And so like, I feel like, in a way as above, so below, like as you have improved your inside, right? Your body and your mind, then your career reflects that. So let's talk about this. Okay.
1000%.
So I've been amazed. Like let's give the list, right? I can think of CC Sabathia. Was it Jason Aldean, the country star? Jason Aldean. I mean, like, so guys, for the viewers, like, Mason will get this bat order. Now, I don't even know how CC finds you, but then you'll deliver the bat, and then you get to meet the guy and take photos, and it creates unbelievable energy and marketing power that you can't. It's worth the $1,000 you spend on the flight because it's so powerful, right? Yep. And then I'm sitting next to a tour bus with a country legend, like it's working, And then let's just jump right to what happened this week. Why don't you tell the story about how you got connected with the Indianapolis Clowns and what an insane day you had?
Yeah, that was a trip. So let's see. So I want to say, so one of their players, his name's Drew Irvine. He we just started talking, and he loves to golf, and it just became like we just started talking about ideas and all those things. And then I was like, hey, I would love to make you and the team a bat putter. So, and he goes, dude, like, yeah. And then we can do content, we can do all this. And I was like, absolutely. So, so then the time kind of, because I've been pushing out putters like these past month. Like, there's a lot of stuff in motion, and then for these ones, and then I also got connected with a guy named David Griffin. So he's a pitcher, and it's funny because we started talking, and he gave me his number, to text him about Friday, like at the game, and then because then I made him a bat pitching wedge, and so we started texting. But then the first thing that pops up, I was like, "Dude, I already have your number," and he goes, "I already have yours. I don't know how or like from where." So then I went on my Twitter, which I never use that anymore, and I typed in his name. And back when I was starting Loaded Bases, I would send 100+ DMs a day to anyone that just wanted to tell me their story.
You focused on mostly minor leaguers on the road to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then he was a minor leaguer at that time, like for the Mets, and we connected then, but we just never went through.
Full circle.
Yes, absolutely. So so then, but then also I sent a DM to Jackie Riley Jr. and I was like, dude, instead of a jersey swap, can we do a bat swap? But yours will have a putter on the end. He goes, absolutely, like done. So, but yeah, so then we were going the game, and then I invited my mom and my little brother, and because they've never like seen exactly what I do. I always have these crazy stories for them, and they're just like, okay, whatever. So then I bring them to the game, and then we drop off the putters to the guys, and then they come out, and then they meet us kind of like out front, and then then my little brother and my mom just are like, this is wild. So, and then I was like, oh, it's gonna get more wild, like trust me, because for me, I go into these things with no expectations, no schedule, just flow with it and just say yes to every opportunity. So then I get told that the tickets that he sent me, there was 2 tickets by each other and 1 ticket that was like off to the side. And then he didn't know how that happened. So then he goes, well, would you be okay like if you guys like wanted to watch the game like from the dugout? And I was thinking, like,
this is not real.
Like, yeah, for sure. Like, whatever. So then, the game started. Yeah, we were in the dugout for the entire game, watching the railing in there. And it was awesome to bring like my mom and my little brother like for that too, because that was a wild experience, and I'm super glad that they're for that.
So I don't know if you know this, but in RBL Volume 2, I write about Jesse and the Savannah Bananas because it's a reflection of Major League Baseball and how baseball is actually having a great season right now. Attendance is up, and it's been a great year. But there's been a time when people have lost love for baseball, and that led to the Bananas because they're making baseball fun again, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole idea of the pitch clock is because baseball's too boring, it's too slow, all these different things.
Yeah.
But what I respected is his American dream. He's an entrepreneur. He liquidated his 401k.
Yeah.
He went all in, and Nate and I went to a game last year at Kauffman Stadium, and to see what they do in a full stadium, when a year ago they were playing at the minor league park, it's mind blowing what he has built, right? And it's the same idea. It's grinding. It's a unique idea. It's grinding. It's social media. It's believing, having faith, And the point is, he then took it to the next level and he created his own league because people love this stuff so much that you don't need to see the Bananas play. You're happy to see the Clowns versus whoever because it's the same product. And so, so when you watched it, who was the guy? Was there a guy in a yellow hat? Because Jesse wasn't there. So who's the ringleader? How does that work?
There's people throughout the entire game. I met amazing people in the dugout that aren't even baseball players that are there, that are just there because they love being creative and media and performing. Sure. And actually, this hat is an Indianapolis Clowns hat, and one of the guys in there, his name is Jarius, and he actually went to, I believe it was one of like the colleges like for arts down in Savannah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it actually.
Yeah, and he and then him and one of his buddies, they graduated from there, and then they moved to New York. But then they saw a audition to just do like on-field events, and they got it, and they travel, and they just are performers, and they love it. And that's the amazing part with like watching the banana ball games. There's always something going on. There's always something that like blows your mind. And it's crazy. Like there was I would say there was a guy, his name is Sidney Bateman, and he actually wrestled in WWE and WrestleMania, and he performs for them too. And then I met him, and it's the same thing. Like he just super passionate about being creative and media, and it's just amazing.
Talk to me about the reaction of the players, the other players, when they see this bat putter. Are they flipping out? They freak out when they see it?
Everyone says the first thing. I mean, because I don't know like if we can cuss on here, but I'm gonna say it. Everyone sees it and they're like, "What the fuck is that?" And that's the first thing everyone says. And then they see it and they're like, they just stop. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
So the reason why I asked that question is because I had that experience literally yesterday. So when I first got the bat putter, I think I bought it 6 months ago, and it's customized for the Republic Baseball League, which is so cool. And now that I realize, now that I love it so much, and I got to use it yesterday, I'm like, I got to start buying them for different people. Like anyone's a guest on my show, they're gonna get a bat putter, okay? Yeah. But the point is, I had never used it because I thought it was too sacred to me. I keep it in my office like a sacred shrine. It means so much to me. But then I was like, after watching all these videos and stuff like that, I'm like, you know what? There's this indoor amazing place in Kansas City called Tap-Ins. Okay, they have an outdoor putt, but also indoor. And depending on the weather, the whole thing, it's amazing atrium, and it's become a successful business. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? That's a perfect. It was a hot day. I'm like, it's a perfect thing to do. So my buddy Paul Greenwood, who I featured in my first book, we went and played around. And when I showed up with this bat putter, people were freaking out. They were literally losing their minds, and that's when I realized. So then, and then, by the way, it was a Sunday, middle of the day, hot as heck. It was Memorial Day, so everyone's opening their pools and all the clubs and all the different community centers and stuff. Yeah. And I was like, this is a good test to see if this Tap-In place is a good business, because it probably should be empty, because who'd be playing indoor golf on a beautiful outdoor summer day, the first day of summer, right? Dude, the place was packed. Outdoor packed, indoor packed. The business is thriving, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the Tiger Woods has his own franchise, very similar. It's gonna be. Here's my point. It's gonna be in every big city in the country and then some. I can see it already. That not only will people be coming to bring their own bat putters, they want to use their own custom bat putter. Yeah, I can see you having a licensing deal with Tap-Ins, where when people show up and they get to choose their putter, there will also be loaded baseball or golf, whatever you brand it. Bat putters are going to be there, because it was totally normal. Paul is a scratch golfer. He did have a beer in one hand and the putter backhand with the other, but I still beat him with my bat putter. Hey, and I had so much fun. And everywhere we went, people were like, "Whoa, can I feel that? Can I touch that?" People were enamored with it, and that's when I realized, you know what, this product, it could work. It could really be big. And the fact that you're getting, like celebrity endorsements is already proof of concept already. So the trick is going to be, now Nate and I are friends with the guy who owns Jaw Bats in Kansas. Now they just got MLB approval. All right. But like Nate was swinging Jaw Bats forever. Nate actually has a licensing deal with them. And when he played for the Dodgers, he had 3 custom bats. And by the way, one of the first bat he used was too heavy. In the first part of the summer, he didn't hit well until he switched bats. Similar theme. So everyone out there, swing a light bat. But but Jaw Bats, I've watched their whole road to the show. And we first met them at the College World Series in Omaha. They had a booth. This is when I was like, when Robert Moore was playing with Arkansas, years ago. And we met. And then since then, we've been to their shop many times, and I've watched them now grow. And my God, like, it's being done. And like, no one is doing it how you do it. Now, here's my question. So I've watched him from when we first met him. He was making the bats all by himself, right? One by one. Now he still does that, but now he's got a bunch of guys working for him too. Yeah. So are you starting to think about, how do I grow this? When do I get out of the garage and into a shed, and out of the shed into an office space? Like how do you get to the point where someone else is making the bats for you, so you can just run the business? Are you thinking in those terms?
That will never happen.
You love doing it yourself.
That will never happen. Yeah. I turned it and say, because last year, trying to figure out my market and all of that, and then also figure out what I enjoy the most out of it is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. It's like meditation for you, right?
It's the most, when I started, making these, I was 70 pounds heavier. I really truly felt like I had nothing in my life except for my son. And then I just started making these, and I was like, I feel like I have a purpose in life. And before that, I felt like I had no purpose. So and then I wanted everyone to have one, because I'm like, I want everyone to have these things, because they make me feel good and all this stuff. But then it turned into, with like finding my market and all that. I love art more than anything. I love being creative. So that when I started playing with them and actually like going golfing with them, I'm like, this is functional art. Like, this is art that can be on the wall, or you could putt with it and watch a game.
Yeah. So once you commercialize it, it loses its
Exactly.
special thing. It's quality.
I get that. Yeah, because there's a lot of people. I learned with clients versus customers of what that means, and I love the when clients will say, this is my inspiration, or like what I love, and I trust you building it however you feel it is. So, and for me, I love showing, I guess, like personalizing everyone. I mean, like every single one's a one of one. None of them are replicated. I think taping wise, also I've only done, out of all those, only a few that are like the same taping style, like with the same colors. It's just all different. And so now I only build, I want to say probably, I don't know, I mean, it all depends, but I think the past 30 days I've built over, I want to say 20, 25 of them. But then the prices went way up this year, so I can focus more on those one-on-ones, and then I have more time to do more of like the social media stuff, and then more time to focus on myself, because I got really overwhelmed last.
You deserve to earn a good profit. It's a cool product. It's really unique.
I really appreciate that. It's it turned into kind of more
like, and honestly, like in business school they talk about elasticity, like, milk is inelastic, because like, baby's gotta have milk. So the price of milk went up by 10%, or like the gasoline, you're still gonna buy the milk, but you don't need to buy the new Xbox, but people who buy art, people who collect cards, who want something that's unique, or a one-on-one, that is not just art. All this does is sit on my shelf, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
This I get to use.
Yeah.
And art. It's going back on my shelf as art again. So it's genius, because I think that there's going to be all those CC Sabathias out there. Every retired polo player is going to want a bat putter.
Exactly.
And even if they play traditional golf, they'll still want this in their bag, and it's a great conversation piece in the 19th hole. And then they're still going to pull it out, and they might play a whole round of golf. They might. But even if they play traditional golf, they're still going to pull this out on the green, man, because it's awesome.
Exactly.
So let me get into a kind of the final topic of the day. We'll wrap it up.
Sure.
And the topic broadly is fatherhood. Okay, you've mentioned your son Malcolm a couple of times, and how he's been, parenthood does give you purpose. Okay, but what I wanted to get to is how, when I didn't publish the middle school years book, there was a chance that I was never going to share that chapter written about you and Logan, right? So the baseball gods had to coordinate with the golf gods, because they had to find a way to get this book story. So you had to become the bat dude, right? Bat putter dude. But I had to become an author who was prolific enough to then branch out to other things. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I'm not a golf. I did not grow up playing golf. I play here and there. Then I had a lesson. I'm like a total
Me
hacker.
either. Yeah.
I like the game, but I'm just, and in fact, in parenthood, I've always said, look, golf is not just a 4-hour sport. You got to get there and back. It's the camaraderie. if I have, as a parent, I'm not going to be a golfer because I'm not going to spend 8 hours on a Saturday away from my kids. You know,
Yeah.
I want to be with my kids, you know, or
Absolutely.
my wife, whatever. But I always knew once my kids are out of the house, eventually I'll get back into the game. But however, as you know, from my first book, I developed arthritis in my hands.
Yeah.
And that's got me into yoga. And so, of course, how can you play golf and you always have arthritic pain?
Yeah.
And that has been with me for years. And I you know, I've worked really hard on, you know, kind of find holistic ways to deal with it. And I've got it under control. It's not manageable. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Okay. But golf has not been out of my life forever. Now with Nate, his baseball road to the show, my son, you know, if you think about it, my whole Baseball God series it's about a lot of things, but at its core, it really is about a father and a son, you know, and their journey. Right. And so I'm very cognizant of that, which is also why I chose to not put out. And I felt like, you know, that the first 3 was enough. And I was now going to start writing about other things, which is how I got into fiction and the sports card stuff and whatever. And I thought I was done sharing my son's life into my stories. I'm going to do my own thing, you know. But the universe has a weird way of working, because when my son, he was committed to play Division III baseball for Simpson College. He had a pretty good junior year for his team. He was going to be the starting middle infielder as a senior. And they developed this like health condition that we never could really cure. And it's no different than when you blow out your ACL. If you can't play, you can't play. You can't play for whatever reason. It doesn't really matter. You're not playing. Okay.
Yeah.
So he couldn't play his senior year, which at the time for me as a dad was devastating, because I was just a baseball dad. I was throwing him BP an hour a day, hitting him ground balls 30 minutes a day. I would watch him at regular practice and watch him get hitting lessons. I was all in. I loved every minute. I was. It brought me so much joy watching your kid do what they love, right? Whatever it is. And I was told, Nate, like, my kids, if you were a chess player, I'll be at every chess match, and I'll
1,000%. Yeah.
Because you just love your kids, you know? So when Nate couldn't play baseball, he turned out, it worked out well. He got a job at BMW. He got a job with NASCAR. He's always loved sports cars, and he's totally pursued that new hobby, and he's thriving in it, and that's awesome. But he still had this urge to compete. And so it was unrealistic at the time thinking about it, but we believe in the golf gods. It's like, you know what? I can't play baseball. What happened is he couldn't, with his condition, he could still swing the bat, you know? What he really couldn't do is like run the way he used to, like run the base and that sort of thing and have endurance. Yeah. So he knew, well, if I could still swing a bat, he would go to the lessons when he was like figuring out if he's going to play or not. And if I could swing a bat, I could swing a golf club. And that's when he realized, I know, Dad, this is insane, but what if I just go all in for the next 8 weeks and then try to travel for the golf team? I'm like, well,
I love that so much.
We know the baseball gods are real, so maybe the golf gods are real. And so I literally did everything we could. We got him the net because he had to get his mind off of baseball, because all of his friends were going to go on with their season, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know that every baseball player,
so
sooner or later, even if you're Bryce Harper, the moment's going to come when your career is going to end, and you're going to go through that withdrawal, and it's going to feel different to different people. Everyone goes through it, but my son had it just like you. It happened abruptly because you had more years than you. But universe, in time, it was when it's time. It's time. So he came to peace with that, but he still wanted to compete. So he tried really hard, and he actually had a couple of decent rounds in the tryout. Yeah. Turns out our team was going to go to state because we had so many kids that were so good. They were streaking in the 70s. So Nate actually had some of his best rounds ever because he got so good in those 8 weeks. Yeah, it was not good enough. But that built for us our love of golf. And when he would want to play with me, I would take a bunch of Advil, right? And I would go play. And we loved it because we were back enjoying, the father-son, friendship, right? And so we were in California last year, and we were in La Quinta near Palm Springs. And just like now, the course that we were staying next to was beautiful, And so, like, when Nate would go out, I would just like walk and be his caddy because I don't really play golf. I have arthritis, So I wasn't gonna mess with it. I actually hurt my wrist a few years ago trying to play golf, and so I played with him a couple times in Kansas City. But the first day, I was just gonna like be his caddy, enjoy the weather, just let it. He's now a real good golfer. I just enjoyed just watching him play and hanging out with him. And then after the day, though, I'm like, if the golf gods are real, maybe I think tomorrow I take 6 Advil. Yeah. And if I play well, then that'll be amazing. And so sure enough, the next day I overdosed on my Advil, right? Wrist is feeling good. Yeah. First hole, I par it. And as I'm literally like picking up the ball out of the cup, I look at Nate and he says to me, the golf gods are real, And I'm like, yeah. And then I wound up having an insane, and I played in a decade, for real in a decade, basically. And I played awesome and we had the best time. And I'm like, all right, So tomorrow, next door is PGA West, right?
Yep.
Super expensive, super hard, but a legendary course.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if the golf gods are real, you know, I'm going to feel good tomorrow. I won't have any repercussions from playing today. The wrist will feel fine, and the fingers and all that. And we'll play PGA West. And so we did. And PGA West has a couple of legendary holes, right?
Oh, yeah.
Island hole like St. Andrews. They have this epic, super long bunker hole, which Nate literally like purposely threw his ball into just so we can get out of it, you know. Yeah. But like we had the best day, and as the sun's going down, we're on the last hole with the epic
gorgeous
hole. And I'm like, take a picture, Nate. I'm writing that book. I'm writing The Golf Gods Are Real. So even though with golf, it wasn't like baseball where I have a lot of lived experience and whatever. This was a book I had to research because I there were certain chapters I knew I was going to write. But as I started to put the book, I kind of used Baseball Gods Volume 3 as the model. You know, it's superstitions, it's rituals. And so I started doing research about baseball rituals. And then you start finding all these stories and whatever. And the book kind of just writes itself. And as I'm writing the book, I'm like, you know what? It's good, but something's missing. And then I was like, oh my God, the bat putter dude, Logan Thompson.
Yes.
This is how the universe is going to find a way to get that story told. And that's when I realized the perfect way to end that book is with your story. So I found a way to tell your story, and I promised you I would. I just told you it might take some time. And what's cool now is I think about this, ready? Like Robert Moore, our neighbor, he's playing in AAA for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
And last year he was in AA, and they were driving up north to Binghamton to play the Rumbling Ponies, and they spent the day in Cooperstown. And he went to the Cooperstown Hall of Fame, and he found my 4 books that are there, and he's mentioned in all of them, you know. And all I can tell you is when I mail this book to the Golf Hall of Fame and they accept it,
that's gonna be crazy.
Your great grandkids are gonna come visit Grandpa Mason's book, man, because we're gonna do it, you know.
Dude.
So I knew that if I wasn't gonna get you into the Baseball Hall of Fame, now it'd be more appropriate to get you into the Golf Hall of Fame. Before that exists, we're gonna try to get you to the Golf Hall of Fame. But the point is this, right? Is that I know when I write books, people might not read them when I write them, you know, but the books will exist forever, right? And so that story of Mason and Logan Thompson, long after you and I are gone, that story, and now of course we put it to video.
Yeah.
Right. So it might be on some blockchain somewhere in like the year 2050, 100, whatever, you know, I don't know. But like your life story, you talk about having meaning and purpose. It's been so significant that here we are today documenting your life story and your journey. And your journey with Logan reminds me of this book, Spirits of the Gridiron. Because is it possible that when you have success in life, when you are doing the work and you have these moments and then you get rewarded, and next thing you know, you're meeting T.C. Sabathia or Jason Aldean, you know, or you're finishing a bat that's like your best artwork yet, and it's like, where did that creativity come from? Like, you know, like I always think like, you know, Logan's with you, man. Like he's doing it, you know.
Absolutely.
And so like I happen to believe in reincarnation, and of course I've even mentioned to you like maybe like you know Malcolm could be the reincarnation of Logan. So which is what I want to segue to next, basically, because the father-son journey that I got to share with the world through my stories, okay, that was before you were a dad, right?
Yeah.
And that now you're doing your own road to the show as a dad. And I just saw Malcolm had his first hat trick, right? So
yes, on his last game.
So talk to me about there's a grind with the parenthood, because when your kids, you know, having the terrible Tuesday and throwing a temper tantrum in the grocery store, it's a far cry from right now where he's literally like, I saw your video the day where he made a music video. He's doing EDM. And I was laughing my ass off. It was so fucking cute, right? and I know that you made together, right? You're creating, and so your whole adventure now is this whole new journey of fatherhood. So take me through. What's it like singing your son's first hat trick? What's it like making a music video? Take me through the road of the show of Malcolm Hall.
Malcolm, he's the coolest thing on this planet. He is the most amazing human, and I am blessed that he is my son. Like it's insane. He so yeah, kind of like to go back. So the year, so 2019, 2020. So my ex-wife and I, because I do think she's important in this whole story. Sure. We had all that she wanted to do was be a mom, and I wasn't too sure if I was ready to be a dad yet. But then but the year that we were married, we had 3 miscarriages, and which was very hard for her, and then for me, I was just trying to figure out like how to put this all in. Yeah. So but then we ended up mutually splitting due to that we just wanted to see each other grow as people and go about our path. So Malcolm was, and then with Malcolm's mom, Malcolm was definitely not planned. He just happened. And I also didn't think that everything was real until the day he was born. And I cried all day. It was wild because all I wanted to be was a good dad. That's like, that day changed my life. That's all I wanted to be, a good dad. I guess for one, because of all the miscarriages, but then also I didn't have a dad growing up. It was just my mom and I. So that's all I wanted to be, was a good dad. So then as Malcolm just started getting older and older, there's just like little things that he would do that I knew that he would do because he saw me do it. And I'm like, that's so cool. Like, I have a little person that copies me, which is kind of very scary, but also it kind of makes me reevaluate everything. Sure. And then like what I want to leave kind of like legacy wise also for him as well, and that he can see what I did in life. So then like when the bat putter thing happened, and I was like, this is like the most passionate thing I love. I'm going to show Malcolm that you could really do anything. You could take two things that are thrown away, a blemished bat and a putter from a thrift shop, and turn it into art that is wanted. Yeah. Like taking the unwanted things, turning into something wanted.
Beautiful.
And then just like as Malcolm grew older, he probably has like 12 or 13 bat putters of like different everything, and he tells everyone that I make bat putters, and like that alone is, I mean, because I'm like, if someone asks me like what I do, I don't know what I do. I just do art, and he will tell people what I do for me, which is fun.
Yeah, he's proud of you. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's and then he likes to record videos, and he likes
because he sees you do it, right?
He sees me do it. So then with like the video like from the other day of him playing his DJ mixer, I know that he likes the song from Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and with a mixer board, we're still working on that skill on his side. But I just recorded him like from different angles in different videos, and just like everything that went with it, there was just things went together, and I'm like, I can make this into like a little video for him. So I just edited a video, I made it for him, and he was a little embarrassed at first. He was just like, "Dad, turn it off," but then he like watched it, and he's just like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. But then like for him scoring all the goals, it was his last game, and I told him that I would buy him Legos if he scored a goal. So then he was locked in. He was like, I am going to score. We're going to do this. And then he would just get so frustrated because he wouldn't score. And I was like, all right, how about this? Instead of Legos, I'll give you $1 like per goal.
Cash is king.
And it's cheaper than Legos, I can tell you that.
That's true, right?
Yeah, so then he goes out there and he scores 3 goals. And I'm like, $3. Let's go.
Best $3 you ever spent.
I was going to say that is better than buying 3 Lego sets. I'll tell you that too.
Yeah, but also realize that the joy of scoring a goal is priceless.
Oh yeah, he was pumped. There was he's a small kid. He's he's tall and skinny. He's just like the smallest little kid, but he's the most like passionate out there, and he just loves it, and he just does whatever he wants. And I love that he just kind of does what he wants, because there's the rules and stuff, but hey, he's 3. I'm just letting him figure out and trial and error a lot of things. But
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I've taken him to America games to go deliver putters. I'm taking him places to go do stuff, and yeah, he absolutely loves it, and he just likes doing what dad does, and I love doing whatever I do with him. So it's a
Yeah, as he
win-win.
gets older, he'll be able to do more of it.
Exactly.
with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy it more and appreciate it more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm thrilled for you because as a dad now, I have an empty nest. I got a kid just graduated college. I got a kid in college, and I'm already looking about. I'm making them on to be a grandparent, and I'm like, and they're like, Dad, not too soon. Pump the brakes on that.
Yeah.
But like, I could see the day where I will be the grandpa who's at everything, because it's just so much fun watching your kids do what they love, and so I've enjoyed watching you be a dad through. It's amazing with social media. You can really become part. You can still feel part of people's lives, and you do a great job of creating the content with the editing and how you do it, that you really it's compelling, it's entertaining, and it's immersive. And so I love watching Malcolm. It's so much fun watching that kid thrive and knowing that he's thriving because he has you as your dad,
Really
and he's a reflection of your love and your fatherhood and how you're raising him. And believe me, there's no book, you'll make mistakes, you'll look back, but what you can promise your boys, you'll always do what you think is in their best interest, and you do things from a loving place, and that's all you can do. Because things will happen in life, and I've also realized, like, look, you've had a lot of suffering in your life, in different ways, and no one deserves suffering, no one wants suffering, but somehow suffering is a prerequisite for spiritual growth, right? And so when we do suffer, so even with my own kids and stuff, when they do go through their down cycles, it pains you. There's an old expression: you're only as happy as your least happiest kid, and it's always like whack-a-mole. One's happy, the other one's sad, and whatever. But you also know that, whatever they're going through in their tough times, and even yourself, it's meant to happen. There's purpose to it somehow, and you may not understand it as you're going through it, but upon reflection, you then realize, wow, some of my greatest suffering led to my greatest appreciations and my greatest gratitudes, because I now appreciate where I am, having reflected upon where I was, right? And you had a lot of those ups and downs in life. Your father, Logan, the miscarriages, and all these different things. In a way, like you got so many tats, and every tat tells a story, right? And so you told a lot. You've already lived a lot of stories, but it also means you've lived a very fulfilling, rich life. And I'd like to think when you look back on your life, and even when we're in heaven reflecting on our lives, you'll be like, dude, I got my hands dirty in that life, and I lived a life that, it's funny. With Nate, with college, I'm like, you know what? Learning is important, get good grades, but what you're really going to learn in college is not in the classroom. It's about learning about life everywhere else, right?
Definitely.
And so through that, I feel like that's what life's all about. It's a journey, and we're all on a road to the show, one way or the other, and some don't know it, and sometimes we make the wrong turn. What I love about you was when you did load of bases, you took it as far as you could, and then you pivoted, and now you're taking this as far as you can, and it's very gratifying to watch you do it. And so we can't wrap up unless I help you sell a shit ton of bat putters. So tell everyone, how do they find your show?
Okay.
How do they buy bat putters? Give everyone the lowdown.
Okay, so my Instagram is at Balf Studio. It's at Balf Studio on Instagram. I do post on TikTok every once in a while. TikTok, on Facebook. I post all my builds on mainly Instagram. Do content videos, all of that. And so to purchase the bat putters, just shoot me a DM. That is the quickest, best way to do it.
When I shot you a DM, and then we talked about the customization, but then I still went to a website to actually buy it, right? So what's the actual website?
That website is no longer. There is
Okay, so it really is like
pure.
When I go to an art gallery and I want to have that guy paint something for me, I'm just going to DM him, and he's going to build me a custom work of art. And so that's how you do it. Just hit him up, and people are going to Venmo you or write you a check.
Absolutely.
You'll figure out how to get paid.
I think you were the first person to say, "Hey, can I send a check?"
Right. You know what's crazy is that I literally, for Polo Grounds and Satya, I literally still have checks. My wife thinks I'm nuts. I'm an old soul, man.
Hey.
You know what? I embraced TikTok only recently because my kids were doing it for years. And I'm like, who wants to say kids dancing? I don't care about that. But then I realized what a powerful vehicle it is for marketing. I started watching Gary Vee videos, and I'm not a podcast host, a YouTube dude, but I realized that you gotta, like, you just did a video about this, dude. you did a recap video after the Indianapolis Clowns Day, and you were like, if you're being shy or concerned about posting video, stop it. Just go do it. Don't. It's not high school. Who cares what people think?
Yeah.
Just put yourself out there and see what happens. I'm living proof of the same thing like you. I was nervous and whatever. Like, I'm an author for a reason. If I was good looking, I'd be a movie star or whatever, an actor. But right. But the
I
point
agree
is,
with you.
Like,
but you are good looking. Do not sell yourself short.
I appreciate
do not
it.
sell yourself short.
What I do have is passion, right? And what I realized is that with the opportunity to do this podcast is that I could, it's funny when I meditate and pray, I do have a couple of selfish prayers I still do. And I always want to be a successful author who has a positive impact on the world. And what I'm realizing now, it doesn't have to be through book sales. That's how I've always tried to measure success. Correct. But, when you do a podcast and there's 80 people watching, who knows how that ripples through the universe with the butterfly effect. And I'm now, the stories we're telling from these books, I'm now conveying. And again, this video will last forever. And 20 years from now, someone might stumble upon this video and watch it when they were meant to see it. And they're going to watch this, and then they'll have these synchronicities popping off when they hear you say this thing and I say that thing. And then it's sort of like, wow, now I'm realizing, like I first realized it when you contacted me. Because I was like, wow, if someone out there found my book, it's like I've already had an impact right now. One person, I'm good. I was, and frankly, with my very first podcast, so Collectin and Connectin has like 10 podcasts on their network. And the night before I saw one on, I clicked on it, I had 2 viewers. I was like, I said right to my wife, I'm like, if I get even 2 viewers my first show, I'm good. I'm a success. I just don't want no one to show up. That'd be so embarrassing, whatever, And at one point, there was like 875 people watching. And I was like, that's incredible. My first episode, look, Pirate's your guest, right? Brandon's a big star. Carla's a major TV show, the whole thing, whatever. But then I realized, like, when we told that baseball guy through with the Angels, right? Pokemon, if they just, that one little story plants that seed, right? And I want people to find their own spiritual path. I want them to become, a version of you where you become, get motivated. And every day you wake up excited to start life. And if you can live in corporate America and you love your job and you're motivated, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah.
But like people like me and you have escaped that matrix, right? And we're now living outside of that. And the American dream is alive and well. I mean, I was at GW. I'm watching those young kids that graduate coming from all over the country, and I'm watching people like me and you were starting businesses from scratch. And like I'm grateful for every Instagram follower.
Same.
On TikTok, absolutely. I just passed 3,000, and I'm like, and by the way, I don't like with Twitter. When I built the Dempsey account, I would follow people hoping they would follow me back. With TikTok, I wanted it to be pure organic. Just see if the algorithm works for me, right? Or the spirit guides, whatever. And so when I get a follower, I know that someone had watched my little video and he liked it or she liked it, and they want to follow it again. And that's very gratifying. It feels good.
Absolutely.
So it's baby steps. That person might not buy a book today. He may never. But now I realize it doesn't matter anymore. It's not about that. It's about the platform and the message, and however they get the message, who cares? Doesn't really matter anymore. And so, like, to me, the time we've spent, it's time well spent because we now have locked into the canon, the archive of, we're both living like the road to the show, the movie of you, and everyone's I'm a supporting cast member in your life story and vice versa. But like we get to document it and put it onto the internet, and now it's there forever. Absolutely. And I wouldn't have done this podcast if all we were doing was ripping packs. Ripping packs is the icebreaker. It's the vehicle. It's a shtick because it's fun when you pull a fun card and it can create conversations that you weren't expecting to have, right?
Oh yeah.
But ultimately, it's talking about Logan. It's talking about how I came across, how I found that Hank Greenberg bat. How you had an idea and a belief in yourself, and you manifested something out of nothing. There's an old story, a book called Joseph and the Overcoat.
I have the word manifest right on my.
That's so beautiful, dude.
That's the number one thing. Yeah.
Right. And so you're doing it. And the point is when you do it and then you're now going to spark 5 more people and 10 more people, and then they'll start manifesting. And that's how the world changes. The world's a wacky place. Weird things happen we don't like, but we can't control lots of that stuff. Right. What we can control is how we treat our body, how we treat other people. Right.
Yeah.
And how we, participate in this life. Right. And when you are a creator in any way, that becomes a vehicle and a platform. And so I just want to commend you, man, because I've loved watching, the bat putter dude. It's a great shtick, but it's so lovable, the bat putter dude. But you created golf. You created a new sport. You created a new genre. You created an art that didn't exist before. And like one day, by the way, check this out, ready? like Gary Vaynerchuk, he created VFriends. Like it's now like on Topps Chrome cards and stuff. It's just his doodles from childhood. The benevolent beaver, the empathy elephant, right? And Sotheby's had an auction a year ago, and his original sketches were going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I can see a world where there'll be an auction where, like, CC finally decides to donate the bat to charity and auction it, and there's going to be, ball bats being auctioned for thousands of dollars because it's a one of one. It's unique. There's nothing like what you're doing, and everyone is special. So let me just wrap up and say
really appreciate
when you tell me, when we first connected, and you mentioned how I inspired you to become a manifestor or whatever. For me to have physical proof that it's real, man, you're doing it, and it just brings me joy to watch people like you kick ass in life, man. So
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
there's a lot. I was thinking yesterday when I was at the gym to kind of like tally up like all the time of the day that I work towards this, and I have my son a half the week, and but the other half it's I work 18-hour days.
Yeah, you're grinding,
but it's I don't get tired. I don't know, I get tired, but I don't. And then like every morning the first thing I do is just quiet, and then I go to the gym, and then that's the easiest part of the day,
right?
And the rest of it just flows, and it's just all like, if you don't give yourself credit every day to put back into yourself, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, everything's gonna kind of be like out of whack. But it's it's just one big flow, and I being very spiritual, and I believe in God, and just letting the path happen.
Yeah, amen to that. So here's how I'll wrap it up, Mason. I'm going to tell everyone that this book was incomplete without you.
I really appreciate that.
You and Logan made this book what it is, and I'm so proud of this book.
I'm beyond thankful.
When I give it out to people, I know I'm sharing your story, man, and they don't even know it yet. But when they open that book, they're gonna find your story there. And so I've been part of your journey, but I'm grateful to you for being part of my journey.
I really appreciate
and as far as being, creating, your business, I think it was Socrates who once said, if you love your job, you'll never work a day in your life. And there are people out there right now working in a coal mine for their whole life.
Yeah.
And you get to be an artist, making people happy every single day, doing what you love. And
I really appreciate that tons. It's
beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is hard to kind of comprehend. I mean, like, the life of an artist, it's a grind. It's a grind.
Yeah.
I mean, the money isn't there, but yet, but the passion.
And you should raise your prices, by the way.
Again?
I think so.
They're
right. If I was gonna spend $95, would I spend $145? If I spend $145, would I spend $175? You know what I'm saying?
I charge $500 for one-on-ones.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Because you're not job bats pumping them out to the masses. You are an artist building works of art, and artists should be compensated for their divinity, man. Something is flowing through you to create this stuff. And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
Really,
So Mason, God bless you.
Thank you.
Logan Thompson, we're thinking of you tonight. I know you're with us, man. And
absolutely.
I also know that every time Mason has a win in life, every time Malcolm scores a goal, you're there smiling,
Yes.
and so I'm so shout out to Logan Thompson.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. I think we should rip one more pack.
All right.
And let's see if someone in this pack has a bat putter. That would be
Let's do it.
That would be the way to go. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah, it's crazy. This whole thing but there's I don't even know how to comprehend it. Okay, the first card, O'Neal Cruz.
Cool photography alert.
I don't know if he golfs. I don't think he does.
He probably hit the ball pretty hard,
though. Bradley Rodriguez. No clue. But it's a rookie card.
Yep.
Brendan Donovan.
Cool photography alert.
Oh. I like all these pictures.
Beautiful.
These are. I think with the golf cards that you have, it's like it's hard to find different angles for the cards. So Upper Deck needs to find better photographers.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens.
Ooh, I PC Paul Skeens. I love him.
Ooh.
He's so good. I saw him pitch live in Atlanta, and what was amazing to me is how he doesn't rely on his fastball. He's got a great arsenal of pitches, man. He's an artist too, man. He's an artist.
1000%.
Yeah.
And say, I watched him pitch in the World Baseball Classic. It was insane. Jonathan India. Got a Royals guy.
Probably out for the year. Now he's got a chance to work on his golf game.
Ooh, see? Huh? Balfer. Zach Wheeler. Balfer.
Nice.
Cam Schlitter.
Ooh. It's a rookie. It's another
Rookie.
big hit. That's a great. He's fantastic.
Andrew Benintendi.
Journeyman. Probably a good golfer.
Dalton Rushing.
Nice.
Actually, we are going to make a bat putter, by the way. So he's a future golfer on his future stars card.
Nice. Love it.
Team card. Who's on there? Scooble, Brown, and Garrett Crochet.
Ooh.
And I met him down in Vegas for the MLB Awards. And I'll see the Red Sox next week, actually.
Nice. Beautiful.
At Fenway. Okay.
First time at Fenway?
First time.
Oh, you're gonna love it, man.
I'm doing I have a hand delivery actually at Fenway.
All right. I can't wait to see the videos.
Bobby Witt for the insert. And Victor Robles.
Right.
Oh.
So I will compliment you. In 3 minutes, we're hitting the 2-hour mark, so we'll try to end it exactly on the number. But
Let's
you know,
do
it's funny, when I first created this show, I'm like, you know what? I'll do a 30-minute format because I don't want it to be intimidating, or people Gary Vee might be too busy, but only 30 minutes. Okay, I'll do it. But then in the first episode, next thing I knew, it's like we had so much more to discuss. We went an hour, and I guess the feeling is like if the people are watching and the conversation is flowing, we'll keep ripping past
Let it
and
roll.
telling stories. Yeah,
Let it roll. Yeah.
But 2 hours is a really quality show.
We got.
So I'm really looking for some a number or an auto.
You got Mac again.
Okay.
Mac Meisner. Neil Shipley, he is an amazing golfer. He has a pretty cool story. Max McGreevy. No idea about him.
Now, are there any PGA or live golfers that you know of that own a bat putter yet?
No.
Yeah, see, I think once
Not yet.
you break that into that circle, you're gonna break into a whole new like think about the demographics of your typical TikTok follower.
Yeah.
Like there's always new markets to be tapping into. Every time you sell a bat to someone famous and it's their target market, whatever. But think about the first time you're handing a bat, delivering at the Masters to a golfer, and then you're tapping into that golfer's Rolodex of followers.
Yeah.
You won't be able to. You'll be having to say, I need 6 months. Too many bat orders.
It's tough because there's a lot of the traditional
Young guns.
Let's go. It's like the traditional golfers, they don't like the bat putter. Like they don't like me golfing on courses.
Right.
And that's totally fine with me. It's the
typical old stodgy golf mentality that's slow to change, but it's so ridiculous because when the Big Bertha came out, they were like, you can't use a Big Bertha on my course, right? Yeah. And now everyone's swinging an oversized head.
Yeah.
So to me, the bat putter it's a paradigm shift, bro. I mean, you can't expect the paradigm to shift quickly. It takes a critical mass has to build up. People have to love it, and more people, and eventually it comes knocking down the door of the PGA. And next thing you know,
it's gonna be.
You'll have a license deal with the PGA. Here's a canvas card.
I like those ones.
No, this is an interesting one. This one is a base card, but it's a parallel. It's nice and shiny.
Oh, I like that.
I like that too. That's pretty.
That's like if you looked at a bunker from the aerial and you're on acid. That's how it would probably look.
Absolutely. That's too
That's
much.
wild.
Man. Yeah.
I mean, I've never done it.
You know
but
what?
I'm
Let's
just
be honest. Hey, whoever at Upper Deck came up with this idea, how did you come up with that idea, huh? I'm just curious. Buddy.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Hey, maybe it's some ganja.
Let's go. Go base there, Cole.
Max Momo.
That's a good golfer right there. I'm actually jealous because Max Homa has a deal with Chipotle.
Oh,
that's my favorite place of all time.
Does he get to like eat there for life, basically?
Probably.
Yeah.
I
remember when Chipotle opened up a franchise in your area for the first time years ago, and you were like, you were like Burger Barn. You couldn't wait for it to come to town, you know. And the did, and you were like, yeah, dude.
Oh yeah, I was like the second in line to get there, and I was pissed because I wasn't the first.
It's true. Minor leaguers basically live on Chipotle. It's like it's nutritious, it's cheap, it's like the perfect thing.
Yeah. I think I ate it 42 days in a row once.
Wow.
Because I was trying to break the record to get to 500.
That's impressive. So I didn't count. When I first moved to Kansas City in Leawood, it's debatable, but my favorite barbecue place is called Oklahoma Joe's, now called Joe's Kansas City. Yeah. And they have this sandwich called the Z-Man, which is like brisket with a giant onion ring and then provolone cheese on 2 buns. It's so freaking good, right? And I ate that every day, like every work day for like 6 months straight. And then I turned 40 and I had like my first physical in years. And they were like, Mr. Fink, your cholesterol
I bet,
is a problem.
Through the roof.
And I was like, oh, it's the Z-Man.
Yeah.
It's the Z-Man.
I love but
so and then I became a vegetarian for 11 years.
Is that Call Morikawa? Yep.
Yep. And then these guys built like an old school golfer.
Audrey.
He probably hit the crap out of the ball.
Aldridge. Oh, yeah.
You know, you got the hips. You can really crush it. Oh, okay, so as far as ripping cards, I think the Cam Schlitter rookie card was pretty good, but I think the Jacob Mizrowski was the MVP of the rip.
Yes.
So I think we did good. Yeah, hell yeah. So let's wrap it up. Let me just say, Mason Hall, thank you once again. Episode 2, slam dunk success. God bless you, dude.
God bless you, man.
I'm gonna be doing this for hopefully for a long time. So we'll circle back around. We'll have you on again down the road, and we'll share more stories. But I'm just want to keep rooting for you, man, and keep doing you, and keep having fun, man. God bless you.
Hey, you as well. Very, very thankful for you, man.
You take care, buddy. All right, be good.
You too.
Signing off. Be well.
Shoebox lid, said this one traded for my first big win. Jonathan sank on the line tonight with a pack in hand and a story that bites. Oh, baby.